Alright, let's figure out what's going on with this little nerd. Undeserving of such attention. I think I saw most of this, but the game the game disconnected. Mediocre, lost all confidence. You offered a morsel, then served the full course. Not to trauma dump or anything. Feeling terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers. Oh, every day. Should my work not meet the same exacting standards? What then was the point of my becoming a goldsmith? Father inspired to take up the trade, exquisite creations. There is an argument. Good Lord. I just ate, so I'm a little coffee right now. Speaking of coffee. There is an argument to be made for comparing your work against that of another, but in more of a self-reflective context, and not even so much necessarily taking inspiration from other people's work, but thinking about how someone else may have accomplished a particular task. If you're particularly skilled in one field, in any kind of crafting field, such as being a goldsmith, you would naturally start to develop some. They give you ideas on how you could accomplish similar things, but in perhaps a different way. Personally, I do think it is valuable to compare your work against others, but only in the context of that sort of, I guess, critical analysis of both technique and composition. I'm speaking like specifically on like illustration work because I am an artist. It can give you ideas on how to accomplish things, but comparing yourself to other people's work merely as a means of saying, oh, I'm nowhere near as skilled as this person, why do I even bother? It's just self-defeating. There's a reason why we try to learn from others. It is a valuable ability. Fontaine. It's way the hell over there. What did he say? I don't know what I thought I read. I should have just used the friggin' Aetherite. Goldsmith from Ul'dah. Arrangements? I've already forgotten what we were supposed to be doing. Okay. Speak with Aaronville. Enough with the secrecy. What's this big plan of yours? Is it a boat? It's a barge. And a giant manatee? Long ago, when fighting still raged between the clans, the inhabitants of Kozumauka rode these riverboats to move swiftly through hostile territory. But the vessels see little use with Torel now at peace, so I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. God damn it. I knew they had to pop up at some point. Contacted the Scholark, who arranged an introduction to these two. Money. Where is our place if not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course, and made sure of who we were working with before agreeing to this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Urianger at times. I don't know if I would necessarily describe Urianger as opaque. Obtuse, maybe. So does that mean we're frenemies this expansion? Okay, Thancred and Urianger should both be fully aware that they will be competing against the Warrior of Light. They've got to know they stand zero fucking chance. Leave the handling of the Punati. However, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away as far from the front of the boat as possible. Oh, is this about to be like a solo duty thing or a dungeon? Okay, so I think it's going to be a solo duty thing. Can I please just kill him already? Oh no, it is actually a dungeon. Okay, cool. I have been forgetting to use... Well, I don't necessarily need them. Let's see here. 620. Alright. Let's take the materia out of these. Equip this. Direct hit, yep. I don't need to waste... Okay. Alright. Those are the only options we've got. Then let's do this. Ooh. Looks like the Amazon. I think we're actually going to get to fight this guy. Very exciting. Okay. Debt and vitality. Get out of the way. Yeah, it's kind of weird how Mistron just activates itself now. I'm not sure how much I like that change. I mean, it simplifies the rotation. It reduces some need to... That's a gap closer now. I've got to remember that's a gap closer now. It does reduce the need to weave the charge, the Nistron charge. But at the same time, it does kind of feel a little weird. Like, I just lost a fucking Star Diver. It's gonna take me a minute to... figure out how that works. And I will say, I really don't... I don't necessarily know that I like losing Spine Shatter in exchange for a just a plain gap closer. It's like the whole idea of Dragoon is that jumps are your gap closers. That said, I do like that the standard two-part rotation has been simplified. And I guess the Nistrand cooldown is pretty nice, having it be like almost GCD speed. I think it's on GCD. Life of the Dragon effect increases damage dealt. Okay, grants 3 stacks of Nistrand ready. Lasts 20 seconds. Okay, so we're not going to spend the entire time on the boat. I guess that makes sense. Prime Punity. It's dodging. Pretty simple stuff. Come here. Get out of here. Gap closer. Gap closer. I'm going to save Nistrand for after the AoE spam. Safe, safe, not safe. Haha. What's it doing? Neat. Well, that's pretty simple. Just a bunch of AoE stuff and then ads. That's fine. Not every single boss has to have like groundbreaking mechanics. All right, Lamont, get up there. Do the thing. I think the real trick with the new Dragoon rotation is going to be figuring out how to adequately weave the Nostrand charges. And then get Stardiver in there somehow, on top of dealing with the Wormwind proc. Which again is it's not too dissimilar to what it used to be, but a lot of the timing has changed. Wormwind is on a cooldown? That was weird.
We mustn't hold back.
How did I get Wormwind stuck on rotation? Or stuck on cooldown? A bracelet. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that right now. You assholes. Oh no. Oh, I thought this was about to be some, like, Sonal shit. Is it Sonal or the Airy that has the, I think it's the Airy. You fight the T-Rex dude that's got the, Bloods of the Mountain. Okay, I think for simplicity's sake, it's not really a bad strategy to just go ahead and burn the Nostrand charges. Weaving your standard rotations and then save Stardiver for when Nostrand is empty. It seems to work just fine. Why did I get smacked? How, what? Where? Oh. Like right now. Drowsy. I love him. Sure we can. I don't want to hurt this big guy. He's friend-shaped. Okay, are there even positionals on this? Okay, there's positionals on that. Okay, whatever that was, I don't like it. Oh, tentacles. Fast tentacles. Okay. I understand.
We mustn't hold back.
Tank Buster. Not quite. Okay, I think I'm safe for the next wallop. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, I see. It turns. Yes. I'm learning.
You
It's
cannot
got little directional indicators. I didn't see that before. Granted, I wasn't paying attention. Arm guards. Didn't I just replace those? I did. What is this? Oh, and the bracelet. Okay. Alright, well, they're moderately useful. Automaton? No. That was unsettling. Now then we weave in that. Yeah, that seems to work just fine. How do you fit all of yourself into that pot? Oh no, don't lag, Spike. Don't start lagging. That's a bad thing. Somebody's already been through here. Big lizards. Okay. Okay. That's a big beetle. Damn it, I keep popping fucking life surge instead of hitting Wormwind. Because I'm used to Wormwind being on 5. Well, I'm not entirely sure why it was there. Or why it's on 4 now. Because this used to be like that. So that I could pop it and then hit hit the combo finisher. There we go.
We mustn't hold back.
Yep, that's how I had it set up. I don't know why that got flipped. That was weird. I knew something felt wrong with my primary combo. Treasure. That's a big hungry beetle. Ooh, Apollyon. That, if you did not know, is a term for the end of the world. Alright, let's see what you got for me, big guy. Yes, that's how my rotation is supposed to be. Boom. Wild beasts. Are they helping us? I can't target them. Oh, it's feeding. Strengthened its wing beats. Oh! Okay, I see. I see. Okay, that was very visually confusing for a moment there. Scything forearms. I don't want to be standing there. Yes, I do. I could have just used the gap closer. If I'm going to complain about the gap closer, I might as well just use it. There's something a bit more fun about using the backflip as a gap closer, though. Oh, I see. I want to not be here. Come on, give me that LB already. So I feel like this fight's about to get really weird. Okay, got a twister. Oof, that was lucky. Alright, easy. And I got a level up. Isn't that nice? Rise of the Dragon. Enhanced Dragon Fire Dive. Grants Dragon's Flight. What does that do? Deals physical damage to target and all enemies nearby it with a potency of 550 for the first enemy. Oh. Grants Dragonflight. Oh, so does that do a similar thing to the high jump or Gerskogel and Nastrand? It's the impression I get. River's Breath Tathlum. Is that a dancer? Yeah, dancer weapon. Oh, those are very useful to me. What have you got to say? Biggest bug. Speak to me, twink. Okay, they don't have anything important to say. Apparently, I dropped frames a few minutes ago.
This is as far as we can go on foot, it seems. We'll have to head back and see about fixing the boat.
Or the boat could come to us.
Hey! Everyone all right?
Ooh, that's pretty. God, this expansion is just so beautiful. Like, I really loved the way Shadowbringers looked because it had that really, like, fantasy world feel to it, like the purple forest and Yulmore and all that. It just had that really fantastical, almost like Alice in Wonderland quality to it. I'm bad with names, if you couldn't tell. The zone with the Fae, all the fairies, stunningly gorgeous, but really fantasy based. And it's beautiful in its own right because it's really colorful and visually intriguing. Endwalker kind of had the same thing going on, where like it's really fantasy based and it's really pretty, but it's fantasy based. This expansion so far, I don't know what it is about like Central and Southern American like just environments. Like just the idea of these really forested, craggy, deep mountains is just unbelievably beautiful to me. There's just water and green and flowers everywhere. Isn't there's supposed to be some like herbal remedy for seasickness that I remember hearing about? Not mint. It's you needn't bear this burden alone. Please don't hesitate to talk to us. That is a very true point. Like you can't be an effective leader if you can't identify and learn how to work around your own struggles. Spent a lot of time in supervisory positions, and it's very true. You cannot be a good leader if you can't identify and communicate with the people below you. Areas where you have difficulty, like you can come into a new job and be given the role of supervisor. That doesn't mean you know everything there is to know about that job. All it means is that you are capable of leading people who do know how to do that job. Like if you've got one person who's really good at using powered industrial trucks, like straddle stackers and pallet jacks and shit like that, then obviously that is the person that you're going to be having move, freight around using the powered industrial trucks. And if you're not very good at them, if you're not very good at using them, even if you're a supervisor, that's something that you need to be able to accept. Good leader learns from their own weaknesses and adapts to them. No one is good at everything. And it's a bad leader who tries to pretend like they are good at everything. And I am apparently still dropping frames, but I don't know why. My bitrate has been stable. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I've long felt that I could never tell anyone when I was confused or hurting, that admitting to weakness would bring shame. No, no. If you are in a leadership position and you can't admit to your own faults, then all you are doing is placing unnecessary burden on the people below you because they don't know that you need help. And it makes things harder for everyone else, especially if you're the kind of leader who feels like you have to be the one that knows everything and your ego can't tolerate not being completely competent in everything, because then you start to make stupid decisions that create acrimony among the people that you're supposed to be leading. Supervisory positions for a long time, and I've been under supervisors oh, now we are dropping frames. Why does it say that I'm on Wi-Fi? I'm on Ethernet. One second, I shall check this. Okay, that's weird. I don't know what's causing that. Hmm. Okay, I don't know what's causing that. I'd probably have to restart my computer, and I'm not going to do that right now. I don't even remember what I was talking about.
I've been meaning to ask, but how does one become the adopted child of the Dawn Servant?
That brings up a good point. Have you noticed the Dawn Servant? His adopted kids are all cats. I think he's got a thing for cats.
I was but a ball of fuzz at the time, so I don't remember much. My earliest memories are of life in the palace. All I know is that I was born in Ikbrash, a village in Yaktel. But I've never bothered to return there. As far as I'm concerned, Ulul Jaja is my only parent.
I quite understand. I have no memories of my birth parents either. For a while, I wanted to learn who they were. But over time, that curiosity waned. Galuf was my dear grandfather, and he was all I needed.
So our situations were quite similar.
I thought her grandfather's name...
Even though Papa already had
no,
a
no,
trueborn
no, no.
son, he raised me and Kona with no less love.
Those are two different people. I understand.
One time, I'd wandered off alone into the forest and gotten lost. Before I became a meal for some beast, Papa dropped everything and came to my rescue. I was scared and sobbing and ready for a scolding, but the head of resolve praised me for surviving the ordeal. I did get my lecture from the head of reason, though. He went on and on about the dangers of the jungle and all the horrible ways I could have died. Growing up, Papa was kind and patient, but a tyrant when it came to training. Now, of course, I realize he was preparing me for my duties as a promise. For all the good it did, there's so much I failed to learn about my own country. Whether it's alpacas or Ihihana, I hardly know anything. I've lived such a sheltered life, yet convinced myself I understood Tural and its people. I don't have Kona's education, or Zoralja's strength. I'm all bluff and bravado, not fit to bear my title. Don't compare myself to my siblings, you mean? I think I see what you're saying. My reasons for joining the contest have nothing to do with my brothers. It's always been about the Turali and what I can do for them.
You said it yourself. How important it is to properly know something. To hear the voices of others, empathize with how they feel, and think how best to serve. In so doing, you'll come ever closer to being the person you wish to be.
I'm sorry, everyone. I've been a fool. From this moment on, I'll stop trying to be the promise I'm not. I won't feign strength to hide my weaknesses. Step by step, I'll learn all there is to know and love about Tulihyolal and my fellow Turali. It might not be the smoothest path, but it'll be a path of my own making. I will find the City of Gold for all of us, along with the answers you seek about your grandfather Kryl. I swear.
I appreciate it, Wuklamart. But you needn't take on that burden as well. Galuf Baldessian dedicated his life to protecting people from all manner of threats. As his granddaughter, I wouldn't wish to endanger others for the sake of a personal investigation. So let's just concentrate on winning the contest. We have a shared goal, and, if at all possible, I'd rather we enjoy the journey.
Hear, hear. We are companions on the same road, bound for the same destination. With our combined talents, nothing will stop us from reaching the Golden City.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
That's an important point, because Kona is obviously intelligent, but he doesn't necessarily care about the tradition of the world or of the country he's trying to serve. And not everyone is going to be amenable.
Thank you. Thank you all. I am proud to call you my friends.
To the traditions of the people of his
themselves.
country.
Are you sure you don't want to go and say a word to your sister?
Nay, there is no need for that.
And he doesn't necessarily empathize with people all that well. And then the other brother.
But what of you two? Wuklamat's allies are your comrades. It must feel strange to be rivals.
And then the other brother really does not care about people. Very much a kind of a might makes right mentality.
Helping you has made us rivals, aye, but we're not about to break into fisticuffs over it. Unless, of course, it is a matter of winning or losing the contest. Then I'll have no qualms about putting Alizé on her rear.
Despite our long history, never have I been given the chance to test myself against our companions. The thought stirreth within me a most unexpected sense of competition.
Lamachi has surrounded herself with distinguished figures indeed. One of the Studium's finest graduates, the head of the students of Bardessian. And then there's Eorzea's vaunted champion. If she's half the hero you say, then the odds are stacked against us. Not that I have any intention of bowing out.
I am a literal god killer in this game. The odds aren't just stacked, they are mountainous.
Our time in Urkelpacha only served to strengthen my resolve. We saw how a single storm cut off the alpaca roots and threw my people's lives into disarray. Such uncertainties are why I advocate for the adoption of Sharlayan innovations, that Tuli Yolal might know greater stability and prosperity. Our nation can change for the better, and I will be the man to change it.
Well, it's a start. I imagine your experiences on this journey, all the things you'll hear and feel and think, will help you refine that approach. But to return to the subject of the rite, I'm a touch concerned by the condition for victory. The claimant who breaks the seal becomes Dawn Servant, not the one who performed the 7 feats first.
The the would-be victor need only possess the 7 keystones.
That is correct. As the contest wears on, we must brace ourselves for greater conflict.
Yeah, that's kind of the point I was trying to touch on, is that there's a little bit of a...
Your rivals still lag behind.
Is that there's a little bit of a 3-body problem here with this guy whose name...
The second and third promise may have recruited competent lackeys, but none compared to you.
Okay, the first promise, I'm just going to refer to him as that. You've got the first promise who really values might over anything else, and physical strength and prowess. So you've got the aspect of you know, strength as power, then you've got the aspect of desiring innovation for innovation's sake, and then you've got a sort of sense of stagnation. And by stagnation, I mean clinging to a tradition. And all 3, or all 4 of the claimants sort of have varying degrees of these 3 different aspects to their desire. Just leveraged and personified in different ways and balances. And as it stands right now, none of the claimants really are expressing sort of all of the qualities needed for a truly competent ruler.
How can they hope to compete with the resilient son? The only child ever sired by a two-head. Only the ignorant or foolish could fail to see that you were born to be Dawn's servant.
Such titles mean nothing.
I neglected to mention, when I first heard the rumors that the contest involved the Golden City, I spoke in confidence with Gulul Jaja's inner circle. They all agreed on one thing. Whoever reaches the City of Gold will attain a power so great, it can dictate the course of history. If this power truly exists, then I humbly beg a fair share of it. Time is passing, and I would put my plans in motion without delay. The useless tool is cast aside after all. And just so there is no misunderstanding, you consent to this course, no matter who is made to suffer.
In battle, everyone bleeds. The Dawn's promise is no exception. What better lesson to teach our people the folly of war?
Cool, that's his name. Yeah, and then you've got this guy.
I was hoping for a good scrap, but this bloated sack of bile was no challenge at all.
You've got this guy he's not even really participating in the contests. He's just kind of hanging back, biding his time. He's going to be the one that, at least as I suspect, he's just going to hang back until somebody or all the keystones are in play and is going to attempt to steal them all. because he has absolutely no concern for actually ruling. He just wants power.
I wonder if the house cat is dead yet. Be ashamed to lose a plaything, but we'd still have 2 more.
If I may ask, Chosen One, what are your plans for Tuliolal after you take the throne?
Plans? What makes you think we care about all that?
See, it's exactly what I mean. He has no concern about ruling.
We care only about the contest and proving our superiority. That would surely please Mother and Father. Yes, and when we become Dawn's servant, we'll drive out the weakling masses and invite our kin to live in the city. Fine idea! Our family deserves better than that rotten jungle. But do it then. We must catch up to that one-headed pretender and remind him of the natural order.
I made it.
I thought we were missing someone. Where have you been?
Oh, I feared I was done for when I fell from the boat. Yet somehow I made it. Oh, my arms, I can barely lift them. If I could just rest a moment.
And he's dead.
You expect us to wait for you? My brother has spoken. March, or be fodder for the beasts.
But I followed the teachings. Everything I've done, everything I've sacrificed, all has been for the blessed seedlings. Wait. Don't leave me behind! I'm begging you!
And he's dead. All right. This is a big zone. Arthenshire. Ruthenium weapon coffer. Okay. Off she goes again. I did attune to this, right? Yes. Whoa, Widowmaker. What are you supposed to be based on? Pangolin, maybe? See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. This is just incredibly beautiful. I've not been to any of these places yet. Marsh. Huh, it's to the south. Probably be able to swing by at some point soon. Okay, so we're heading to Earthenshire. Way off in the distance. Ooh, an ether current. While I'm here, I may as well just walk down that way, see if I can't find that Marlborough. Is it in the deep water? I do not remember how to dive in this game, if it's like an actual button. I don't think it is. Wait. There we go. Control space. This makes perfect sense. Just says it's in the marsh. I see an ether current. But I don't see a big, ugly Marlborough. Oh well, I'll come find it later probably. Oh wait. There we are. Earthenshire, Idleshire. Might the similarity be a cultural inclination? No, but they are goblins. Sorry, moblins. Okay. That was oddly emphasized. Like suspiciously so. Can offer the potsworn their promised good living. We might save the day yet. I really need to clean out my armory chest. Really? Really? Whatever. Wait, what am I doing? That's where Kai works. No shortage of crafting materials. Well, he looks like he's sweating buckets. Yeah, he's like fucking boiling. Alright, what else is there? Yeah, it's about 9 shit zillion degrees and he's working with beat up tools. I'd be pretty annoyed too. Okay. Look around for a tunnel from the vantage point. Been isolated by the storm's destruction. Reliable trade routes. Yeah, this guy is very, like, one-tracked with the idea of the assumption that just innovation in and of itself will improve everything. Big ol' lizard. Another ether current. So I've picked up a handful in here. Have I literally only done this one zone? No, I've been in other zones. I just haven't picked up ether currents there. Okay, well, I doubt I need an orange crystal, but I might as well check it. I need a green crystal for wind. Right, green, right there. You know, I've got thousands of shards I could have just given him. God, this is pretty. Look at those fucking colors. God damn, look at those colors. Gorgeous. An oil lamp. Hmm. One cannot create great things if one lacks creative impetus. Talialal fortunately does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. Fair point. Few fond memories of nomadic life. The Electra bids the claimants assemble in the large building on the west side. Livier twins. And then there's this asshole. Well, thankfully, we already know of a competent Possibly goldsmith. You think? Yes, we know. Alright, time to go find Fontaine. Easier if I just use the shard. There you are. My father's example, which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at the East End when Garlean forces laid siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. Well, that was easy. You can now gain access to role quests. Speak with Brokivu at that name. Okay, so the issues with me staying connected to the stream are apparently getting worse. We started with Fontaine and we ended with Fontaine. I think that is as good a place as any to cut this out of here. So we're done for now. I'll be back a little bit later with some more of this.